All right. This is a presentation. My name is Evan Barto. It's a presentation about understanding the Uruguayan baby food market, and it details an audit as well as analysis of Uruguay and the baby food market in Uruguay. You can see my team members there. And we've structured it in a way to give you a clear picture as our strategy as well as the analysis. First, we'll dive into the market overview, helping you understand the landscape of Uruguay baby food market, the sector itself. From there, we'll introduce the product and the positioning, detailing what we're bringing to the market and why it'll stand out. Then we'll walk into the market entry strategy, outlining exactly how we plan to establish the strong presence in the market. And finally, we'll wrap up with key learning and recommendations, giving you our insight and the proposed go forward plan. So let's go jump in. As a whole, and I'm sorry, my picture is going to block some of the text here, but I do want to be recorded. So, as a whole, the Uruguayan market is experiencing steady growth, largely driven by two trends. As people move into urban areas and also parents becoming increasingly health conscious and having more income, disposable income. Intuitively, as urban life gets busier and incomes rise, parents look for more convenient yet high quality options, putting value on things like nutrition and safety. So that's where we wanted to focus, and we saw a niche in the market. For some scale, the infant population in Uruguay is around 130,000, which is a sizable group, but it's also quite concentrated. And we're seeing a clear preference for packaged, organic, and often imported baby food. So this tells us a lot about the urban parents and what they value, and why Montevideo, the capital, is our critical point for us. And it's where the population is high density and also has income levels aligned with our preferences. So all this insight comes from Euromonitor. And so let's move on and talk about target profile. All right. So what are we going to be talking about exactly? Our ideal customer is the working parent in Uruguay urban areas. And these folks are looking for solutions that are both convenient and also high quality, things that truly are simplified the day to day without sacrificing health. So culturally, Uruguayan parents, as our research describes, are increasingly family focused and well educated. And this means that they take a very informed approach on their purchasing decisions. They're open to products that clearly show benefits in terms of nutrition and safety, and most importantly, ease of use, especially when their demands of the routines, anything that makes things a little simpler, is where we wanted to again focus. These are insights that we pulled from resources, and down at the bottom you can see. So Pew Research Center and the Hofstede Insights really help focus the language that we're using, literally and figuratively, to the Uruguayan market. So navigating the competitor landscape, let's talk through competition. The baby market has some established players. So on an international side, there's big names like Nestle, and they have products with Gerber and Heinz. And it's also worth noting that there's a strong local brand, Canaprole. So it's an interesting dynamic we spotted where local brands tend to dominate traditional segments, and they've built trust and offer, but they don't always have the variety of modern products and health conscious parents are increasingly looking for. That's where the international brands like ours could fit, and we feel like we'll lean on that trusted quality and safety standards, and the packaging that we can provide. So, as for pricing, you currently see a range of the products in the market, anywhere from $1.50 to $3 per unit, and that spread gives us some good flexibility to position our products effectively within the market. So let's move on to a SWOT analysis, and let's bring it all together here. So first, our strengths, bringing a product that has superior nutrition and convenience, directly solving a pain point for the parents. And being established brand, we have high reputation for quality and safety. On the flip side, our weaknesses is going to be a premium pricing. So we hope that that's justified by our quality, but we know that it's going to be an initial barrier for some lower income consumers. So we'll need to be smart about communicating our value. As for opportunities, the growth in the e-commerce side is going to be huge in Uruguay, and it's a direct line to a lot of our target audience. We're also seeing rising awareness in child nutrition, which we can leverage. We'll you see in our to market slide here. So we'll have some educational campaigns, especially focus on pediatric outreach. Getting professional endorsements is going to be a powerful. So influencers here to get a different type of consumers. Finally, the threats. We got a market with intense competition. So both local and international brands, like I mentioned before. We're going to need to be mindful about the regulatory changes in Uruguay and economic fluctuations, South America and in Uruguay. So especially like currency devaluation, and that can all impact the bottom line. And this is coming from sources like FAO, Euromonitor, and Santander trade reports. So move on to our product innovation and design. We want our product to be seen as innovative in the Uruguayan market, and hopefully that aids in adoption. So the relative advantage is the top tier nutrition and unmatched convenience. So think about it. We want to be solving the daily life problem for families who want healthy, but then also easy to prepare options. Compatibility, designed to fit right in the busy parent's routine, aligning with their desire for wholesome foods without time spending cooking from scratch. Complexity. We've made sure that our product has low complexity, so it's super easy to use and super easy to understand, which means there's no learning curve for parents. Trialability. We're going to offer affordable trial packs. This allows parents to try out with the kids without a big financial commitment, and then they can build confidence and exposure with the brand and a little bit level of trust. Lastly is observability. We do think we're going to have great word of mouth validation, and then especially in consumer groups, especially busy parents, that word of mouth validation is going to be very powerful. And we want the benefits of the product to be visible. The resources here are FAO again and Parenting Insights reports from Uruguay. So customizing our product for Uruguay. We need to make sure that product truly resonates widely and accepted. So we're going to talk about language, talk about packaging. So the core product is a nutrition-rich stage-based food designed specifically for infants and toddlers with Uruguayan flavors. Packaging is going to be, for environmental reasons, completely biodegradable pouches. Sustainability is key. And then clear, compliant Spanish labeling. Supportive services, offering support services will provide help, feeding guides, engaging digital content. So if anybody has a problem, we'll have our website available, and even dedicated hotline for parents with questions about the ingredients. Brand name, we'll keep it strong and global focused brand identity. So we want to rely on that brand identity. We'll subtly localize certain elements of the content so that Uruguayan consumers can feel comfortable. And it's about feeling familiar, but then also leaning on that trustworthy. And this content is from Cultural Adaptation Guidelines from the Hofstede Insights. So channel, strategic distribution. When it comes to getting our product into homes, our distribution strategy is all going to be about efficiency and reaching the target audience effectively. So we'll first hit with our product in major retailers. So these stores are going to already have fantastic product for baby, all the other competitors for the baby products. But also we want to go further, and pharmacies and specialized baby stores are going to be key for us. And offer an extra layer of trust and visibility, especially with pharmacies. Um, Critically, we're going to be diving into e-commerce as well. So this platform um, is going to be huge in Uruguay, and we want to be a critical part of our strategy, allowing home delivery as a starting point, and again focusing a lot on the capital, Montevideo, and then home delivery again is goes in line with the strategy that we have, which is convenience, and so we want that to be throughout the entire process of the buying cycle. And data for this is Santander Trade Portal, Uruguay Logistics Journals as well. So, moving on to our promotional mix. So, how are we going to tell everybody about this product? So, we're going to hit all the avenues that we can possibly with the budget that we have set out. And we want to be able to communicate our products' benefits. So, TV, we have local TV, broad outreach for households. 70% of the households access there. So that's going to be a key strategy. Radio, we'll connect through parenting segments on Radio EL, Espectador. This will let us reach more targeted groups through voices that they already going to trust. So we're thinking about ads and radio. Print, look a lot for relevant publications. Ser Padres magazine was one that we identified, and we'll also be distributing flyers in pediatric offices, another way of building trust and get the message to parents who, in the key moments when they're just learning about children health. And then online, definitely with social media ads, Facebook and Instagram campaigns, targeting mothers, especially geolocated with where we are focusing on at that time, and other caregivers, engaging content that really highlights the nutrition side and the convenience side of as our baby food. So the big goal here is build strong awareness, emphasizing on nutritional value, and highlight how easy it is to use the product and adopt the product. And sources for this one is Facebook Ad Library and Statista. Pricing. So we want to be on the affordable premium option. So our entry price is going to be around $2 per unit, and we are encouraging repeat purchases by offering discount packs and loyalty cards through our retail partners. It's all about making sure that we provide great value while maintaining that premium perception. Data is from Uruguay Retail Price Analysis and Statista. So marketing size and growth. So as for potential, Uruguayan baby food industry is currently estimated at 12 million annually, and the growth rate is between 5 and 7%. Our initial goal for year one is to capture 5% of that market, which translates to 600,000 in revenue. After validating the report in Montevideo, we expand to other nearby cities by year two and scale as we gain momentum and exposure. Projections based on the data of Euromonitor and Uruguayan Chamber of Commerce. So now we'll go into regulation and regulatory environment. As for understanding the regulatory landscape, our baby food product is going to need sanitary registration from the Ministry of Public Health, or MSP, and this is key for health and safety compliance. Beyond that, the product has to align with Mercosur, so that's a South American bloc. So they have food labeling standards, and it's going to be an imported good. So we're going to face custom duties, and we estimate that to be 10 to 15%. And so these regulations are primarily focused on INAL, and the National Commerce Directorate, ensuring both product is safe as well as fair trade compliant. And so this specifically is from the Uruguayan Ministry of Public Health, and we also looked into the World Bank reports for this data. Our entry strategy. So how are we going to go to market? How are we going to get into the Uruguayan market specifically? And it boils down to direct export starting. And we're going to rely on some distribution partners. So we'll believe that this is going to be the most efficient and least risky path to establishing a presence, beginning the journey at the port of Houston, Texas, and ending the journey in Montevideo, the port of Montevideo in Uruguay. So ocean freight is going to be used for its efficient cost, and that's going to be critical. We'll maintain a rigorous cold chain throughout the entire shipment process to ensure food arrives perfectly fresh. No spoilage. And the paperwork needed is going to be the bill of lading, certificate of origin, and pro forma invoice for customs clearance. And this comes from the U.S. Export website, usexport.gov, and Uruguayan Customs and Port Authority. As far as logistics and freight considerations, maintaining cold storage throughout the entire shipment process is going to be paramount for our products. We are establishing transit time of about 3 weeks, and that includes customs. We're partnering with freight forwarder who will handle compliance and cover all our bases on pricing strategy, which includes insurance and handling fees. And all of this comes from the Uruguayan Trade Logistics Report. As far as retail operations in Uruguay, once our product is in Uruguay, major retailers like Devoto and Disco already have excellent baby product aisles. Retailing, we are estimating and seeing they typically add 25 to 35%, depending on the product category. Again, we factored this in our cost. Payment terms can vary. Pharmacies might prefer net 30, while supermarkets could have shelf fees. And it's good to know that the urban stores primarily handle both cash and card transactions, reflecting how local consumers might like to pay. And this is Retail Index Uruguay and corporate reports from Devoto and Disco, large retail supermarkets in Uruguay. Pricing. So Nestle, and this is a focus on our competitors, Nestle's range from $1.80 to $2.50. And the upper middle end, Heinz comes slightly lower, $1.50 to $2.20. Canaprole, which is a local competitor, sits at the value end, so between $1.10 to $1.30. This is all U.S. And the pricing where we want to fall is between $2 and $2.30, placing us in that premium tier, but still competitive, especially when considering our product quality. High quality ingredients, all organic ingredients, and brand positioning. This tells us that price sensitivity exists, and there's clear space in the market for our trusted brand, high quality baby food, and that aligns with the preferences of our target consumer. So moving on, we'll do media reach and budget. So as far as TV advertising, Canal 10 is fantastic. Mentioned that 70% urban households, and 30-second prime spot is anywhere from $500. So that's going to be a great broad visibility. And our digital, so I mentioned social media ads, Facebook and Instagram campaigns are increasingly cost effective, averaging anywhere from 10 cents per click in Uruguay. And so we'll do a cost per click campaigns, and we'll also do CPMs, cost per 1,000 impressions. And we'll be planning sponsorships with parenting blogs, anywhere from $200 to $300 a month to get that trusted endorsement. So those influencers. And that initial marketing budget for the launch campaign, so for the first month, $10,000 we feel like is going to get us the exposure as we launch. Strategically spread across these channels is going to maximize that impact. and that awareness that we're striving for. These figures are based on Statista and also local ad metrics. Terms of sale and payment. To ensure smooth and financial dealings, we'll have CIF, cost insurance rate terms, to get those goods directly to Port of Montevideo. And those internal payments were preferred payments for via a letter of credit, which will offer good security for both sides. Once we've built strong relationships, we'll offer 30-day payments terms to our retail partners and keep those things stable financially, especially while fluctuating exchange rates. And all our invoices will be done in USD. These terms are aligned with international best practices and informed, of course, by the data that we've found, Uruguayan Minister of Finance and Export-Import Bank. So let's wrap up here and say our summary and our recommendation. So our analysis shows that Uruguayan offers a stable, growing, and educated consumer base. There's space in the market for our premium positioning, driven by parents who prioritize health and, of course, convenience. Our strategy entry into the market is direct export, with the initial launch in the capital, Montevideo. It's designed to minimize risk while maximizing our market entry efficiency. It's all about the emotional appeal. This is our marketing mix, is our emotional appeal, building trust, and highlighting those critical health benefits of the product. Uruguayan's strong legal framework and its supportive government attitudes towards foreign investment and the high quality of life that we discussed early all make this very attractive and a predictable market. So by focusing on building strong relationships and truly adapting to the local preference for quality and flavor, so we'll smartly leverage that growing e-commerce landscape. We feel very confident that we can establish a strong presence and achieve significant success in the Uruguayan baby food market. Therefore, our recommendation is to enter the market. And that is our presentation and our analysis. Thank you very much for the time and attention.